The main risk factors for preventable chronic diseases are tobacco use, lack of physical activity, and excessive alcohol use. The risk factors have caused unpreventable and preventable diseases like disability and death. To reduce these risk factors, prevent diseases or injury before it ever occurs, reduce the impact of a disease or injury that has already occurred, soften the impact of an ongoing illness or injury that has lasting effects. We all need to invest our time and money in improving healthy lifestyle behaviors by increasing physical activity and improving our diet. By doing this, almost 35% of early deaths will be avoided. Our integrative nutrition health specialist, Betty Olayinka Folarin Akinlosotu, aka BOFA, advocates for this every Sunday on Health Corner and Nutrition segments showing on Healthy Living with BOFA channel, where she also features professionals on interview with expert segments. Join us every Sunday, 2 p.m. U.S. time, 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time, 8 p.m. South African time. See you there.
All right. Hello, viewers. It's a beautiful Sunday. This is Healthy Living with BOFA show, the show you all been waiting for. Thanks for joining our broadcast today. When this program started, I talked about the circle of life, which is known as primary foods. This circle of life were integrated into nutrition world. These primary food I'm talking about are people, activities, and things that feed our souls. This food nurtured us off the plate, and yet they ensure our optimal health. This primary food includes education, career, that is the job we all engage ourselves in every day, finances, spirituality, relationship, health, physical activities, happiness, the joy, home cooking, social life, creativity, and home environment. We have viewed some of this primary food, such as relationship, education, creativity, on this platform. We've viewed them, we've talked about them. We've talked about health, we've talked about career, we've talked about finances, we've talked about home cooking, even spirituality on this show. We've discussed how they are all essential to our overall health and well-being. Today, on Health Corner, we're going to be looking at and also educating us on physical activity, creativity on interview with experts, and finally, on nutrition segment, we will be discussing on healthy foods that keep our body healthy and active. As you can see the way I'm doing, I am so active and healthy. What are the food that gives me this energy? We're going to look at it this morning, this afternoon, wherever you're watching me on this program. So let's begin with our Health Corner as usual. So our topic today on Health Corner, let me remind us what we discussed last week on this program, on Health Corner. We talked about indigestion, the causes, the symptoms, the risk factor, the treatment, and of course, the prevention, which is the best option for us anyway, because prevention, they say, is better than cure. So this is what we learned last week on Health Corner. Today's topic is physical activity. Let's see why exercise is so important for our health and well-being. Obviously, no one can deny the fact that staying active is one of the best ways to keep our bodies healthy. No one can deny that fact. And it also improves our overall well-being and quality of life. Now, let's see the importance of physical activities. Why is it important for us to exercise our body, to remain active every day? I know some of us are doing it. I'm doing mine. I'm trying my best to keep myself active. And I'm sure you are also keeping yourself active as well. One of the reasons why physical activities is so important is it is a natural mood lifter. I mean, it relieves stress, anxiety, depression, and anger. Most people notice they feel better overall over the time as physical activity becomes a regular part of their lives. So think of physical activity as a happy pill with no side effect. That's the way I want you to look at it this afternoon. Another way is it keeps you physically fit and able. What does that mean? It is a type of exercise that increases muscle strength, which in turn increases your ability to do other physical activities. Without regular activities, your body slowly loses its strength, stamina, and ability to function properly. Just like they say, you don't stop moving from growing old, you grow old from stopping moving. So keep making your body, everything in you, active. The next one I want to talk about is can help you and I live longer. Yes. The study even shows that people who are physically active and at a healthy weight lifestyle, about 7 years longer, 7 years longer than those who are not active and are obese. And the important part is that those that have extra years are generally healthier years. So staying active helps delay or prevent chronic illness and diseases associated with aging. So therefore, the active adults maintain their quality of life and independence longer as they age. The next one I want to talk about is exercise controls weight. It helps prevent excess weight gain or help maintain weight loss, put it which way you want to put it. When you engage in a physical activity, you burn calories. And that's the last one I want to talk about is this. It helps keep the doctor away, which is very, very important and essential. I want you to listen to this. How? If you stand up when you eat your meal every day, you keep doctors away because too much of sitting and other sedentary activities can increase your risk of obesity, heart disease, stroke, and so on. And the study also shows that adults who watch more than 4 hours of TV, listen to this, more than 4 hours TV a day had an 80% higher risk of death from cardiovascular disease. So being more active can help you do this following. It can help you lower your blood pressure. It can boost your level of good cholesterol. It can improve blood flow in your body. That is circulation of your blood. It can also keep your weight under control. Maybe you want to look like Bofa. It's okay. Engage in a physical activity. I promise you, you will look sexy. And the last one is it prevents bone loss that can lead to osteoporosis. All of these can add up for fewer medical expenses, intervention, and medication later in life. If you do this, if you do exercise regularly, you are not only saving money or time, but you are preventing yourself from illness and those deadly diseases just for being physically active. Let me run you through some other benefits you may likely get with regular physical activity. Number one, it helps you quit smoking and stay tobacco-free. It boosts your energy level so you can get, you can get more done. It helps you manage stress and tension. The stress that we are going through now, the tension, we can't even imagine. But if you exercise regularly, it helps you get over it. It promotes a positive attitude and outlook. It helps you fall asleep faster and sleep more soundly. Take note of that. If I do my exercise, I feel so relaxing, I sleep well. And when I wake up, my body is so beautiful and, active. It also helps improve your self-image and self-confidence. If you look sexy, you are not too big. You're looking at yourself that this is what size 5, size 6, 7, 8 is doing. You cannot do it. That's a low self-confidence. Low self-esteem is bringing to you. So if you can exercise your body and keep fit, it helps improve your self-image and self-confidence. It also helps you spend more time outdoors. You want to go outdoors there, you want to do walking, you want to do biking, it exposes you to what is going on out there and make you receive fresh air. And it also helps you improve mood, need, and emotional lift. Lots of us are going through, emotional distress. If you exercise your body, makes you forget so many things that is bothering your mind. It also put the spark back into your sex life. If you are not sexually active, try exercise. I promise you, you will love your marriage. You will love your man. You will love your woman. And lastly, it can be fun and social. Exercise is fun, such as dancing. Dancing is fun. I enjoy doing that. That's one of my physical activities that I explore into my, into my life to keep fit. I dance, I sing, I exercise my body. Because when people see me dancing, they don't know the reason why I'm doing that. They think maybe I win lotto, or, I don't know. I'm being promoted. No, I'm trying to keep fit. And that's one of the things that I do. So you want to look at exercise as something you want to do every day. Up to you. It's very important. So at this time, we want to go on break. And when we return, we're going to have an interview with experts you've all been waiting for. In a minute, we're going to have it on your screen right now. So let's take a break. After the break, it's interview with experts. All right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Thanks for joining us on Interview with Experts. Our guest is right here on time. My goodness, let me introduce to you my beautiful, sexy, adorable, creative, amazing, smart, intelligent, passionate woman, Mrs. Adejumoke Olowookere is our guest on Interview with Experts today. Let me bring her on the screen for you guys to see. Yes, so that's the woman we've been waiting for on this show to teach us how to be creative. Are you doing, ma'am?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. All right, let's get started. Briefly, let me officially introduce to you our guest today. Is currently the creative director at African Creative Sustainable Synergy Hub, a social enterprise company on a mission to create sustainable world without waste through education and upcycling waste into functional, durable, and affordable products. Mrs. Adejumoke is an ecopreneur and a graduate of University of Ibadan, Nigeria with 2 degrees. She is the initiator of PP40, Waste to Playground, an initiative to 40 public primary schools in Ibadan, or your state, Nigeria, where she teaches students and teachers functional waste upcycling skills. She is passionate about enlightening and engaging children and adults in the best practices around waste management, recycling, and upcycling by creating trainings and resources around them. Mrs. Jimmy, welcome on Healthy Living with Bofa Show. Wow.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for having me.
Tell us, this is what I want to hear from you. When you open that mouth, I want to know the inspiration, the motivation behind your creativity. Because when I look at your page, your website, your social media, space, all you put on there blew my mind. I'm like, my goodness, who does this? So tell us the inspiration, the motivation behind it. What does creativity mean to you? Tell us in 30 seconds.
Okay, creativity to me means thinking of another way to solve a problem. Looking at a problem and asking yourself, how can I solve this problem? And when I'm talking about problem, I'm talking about every single problem that we face every day of our lives. It starts from waking up, asking yourself, when should I wake up? Should I wake up at 6 or should I wake up at 5? When I wake up, what do I want to do first? Do I want to brush my teeth first? Or if I brush my teeth first yesterday and then I end up not eating or not enjoying my meal, should I eat my meal now before I brush my teeth? So when we are talking about creativity, creativity can be reflected in every decision and every action that we face every minute and every hour of our life. And you said, what is my inspiration? My inspiration is first of all from God, because he's the master creator.
That's right.
He's the master, he's the one that puts in him we move, in him we are, in him we have our being. We can't do nothing without him.
That's
so
true.
He is the direct custodian of creativity. And he gives to everybody according to how you test for it, or according to how you make use of it. Because one thing I've realized is that if God gives you 2 talents and you are able to multiply that 2 talents, then he's ready to give you more. And everybody got one form of creativity or the other in them. And one thing I've realized is that the more you use it, the more you will get. And another inspiration for me is the waste in itself. Waste is a source of inspiration for me.
Wow. Wow. So we're going to get there shortly. That waste you mentioned, because that's the reason why you are and I on this program today. But before we get there, let's see, tell us because I see that many people wonder why creativity, what creativity got to do with wellness. Let's look at this area of creativity in a circle of life, like you just mentioned, starting from when you wake up in the morning. So let's look at it now. Tell us, how can exploration of creativity improve humans' life? You've been in it for a very long time. You know how it feels, you know what you get from it. So I want you to tell us exactly the exploration of creativity, how it improves humans' life.
Now, like I said earlier, creativity is embedded in every human that God created. Remember, he said we are created in his image.
Yes.
So if God is the master creator, it means that every being, every person he created has one form of creativity or the other in himself or herself. Now, we cannot afford not to use creativity, because if God puts something in us, he wants us to use it, not just for ourselves, because if it is for ourselves, then it is limited. But he actually wants us to use it to be a solution in any part of the world that we are in. Now, let's look at God's creation. Let's look at the plants. Let's look at the things that we have around us. When you see a tree, God created that tree for a purpose. So what I'm trying to say is that the creativity in us is for a purpose. And that purpose is not only for ourselves, but for everybody around us and for a particular cause. So it means that right from trying to use creativity to live a better life for ourselves, we also must use that creativity to affect our community, to affect our society, and to affect everywhere that we find ourselves. So let's start from the beginning. You wake up in the morning, you start from deciding, what am I going to wear? What food am I going to eat? The food I'm going to eat, how am I going to prepare it?
Right.
Is it going to be boiled? Is it going to be smoked? Is it going to be baked? Every single one of these decisions require creativity. So without creativity, we actually can't live on earth.
That's true.
Because when you look at people, you see them today, they wear a black shirt today, then tomorrow they wear a white shirt. What makes them to wear a black today, and why can't you be wearing black shirt all the rest of your life? Why did you put on a cap? Why did you use a scarf? All these decisions that we make every day require creativity. So when we are talking about creativity, we cannot separate it from living, because every part of living requires creativity.
Wow.
So as you are solving for yourself, the more you solve problem for yourself and you look at better ways, cheaper ways, affordable ways. For example, you are hungry. You will decide, do I want to eat fast food? Do I want to bake my own food by myself? If I'm going to bake it, what process will it take? If I cook it for 1 hour, will it reduce the vitamins in the food? Okay, instead of me cooking it, why don't I eat it raw as salad? Instead of me doing fried egg, why can't I take salad with my bread? Instead of me taking white bread, why don't I take brown bread? Each of these process requires some level of creativity. And the more you use your creativity, the more you realize that it makes life cheaper. It makes life more interesting to live in. It gives variety to life. And then it solves actual need. So when I'm talking about creativity, we are talking about functionality and availability. Creativity must be functional. It must be something you can use and that other people can also use, other people can learn and copy and also use. So it is the essence of life and living.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, all I need to say is just thank you, because everything we need to know about connecting creativity with circle of life and nutrition, our well-being, you just blew them out right now. Thank you so much for that. So now trying a new creative activities is particularly good for our emotions and well-being. And the research also supported it that getting hands-on with something new and creative is important, regardless of skill level. It is the, taking part that count anyway. So what creative activity have you invested your time in? What kind of self-expression do you have on that? We are going to your creativity now.
Well, it starts from how I live my life, the choices that I make about maybe raising up my children, living my everyday life, the kind of house I live in, the kind of work I do. Because what I'm actually doing presently is not what I read in school. It's not what maybe if you had asked me this question, maybe let's say 12 years ago or 15 years ago, I would have told you that I'm not creative because I never had an art teacher.
Wow.
I was not able to express my art until 12 years ago, around 12 years ago. So if you were asking me this question several years ago, I would have answered you that, oh, let's go and meet the person that is creative, because I don't see myself as creative. But over the years, I have realized that every one of us has got some form of creativity in us or the other. It's just that some people give allowance to their creativity more than others. But in each of our space are all creative. Now, how did I come about all these creative activities that I do? It happened right in my kitchen. I gave birth to two, almost going to 13. It's going to be 13 years this July. And I was home on maternity leave. And for the first time, I saw things that I never took notice of before. Just like I said, you want to go to work, you ask yourself, what should I wear? Should I put this shirt on and then rock it with this lovely top and then rock it with a skirt or a trousers? Or should I put on a trainers or should I put on a sneakers? And then, I'm sure you must have met some people that they would take something very simple, like a jean and a t-shirt and a scarf. And by the time they put it on and they put some twist into the time, into the arrangement, when they come out, everybody say, wow, wow. So it is not about how much you have spent. It's about how much you are willing to explore. And just like I always tell my students, when it comes to creativity, there's no rules. There's no box. There's no limitation. Nothing is telling you that this is how they do it. So it means that in creativity, you must be willing to break some rules. There's no rules. You make the rules. And you must be bold with your choice. Because in the part of the world that we live in, people don't understand and know what they want. They want to control what you are doing. So for example, recently I started wearing cap. I went to my father-in-law's house. I saw some of his caps that were lying down. He's late, like 10 years now. And then I saw some of his beautiful caps that were just lying down, gathering dust. And I said, wow, I love this man so much. I don't want his caps to be wasted. Somebody must wear them. So I collected them in different colors. I started wearing them. And then you will see people that will say, wow, your cap is fine. And then you see another person that will say, why are you wearing cap? What's the meaning of that? What are you trying to do? So as creative people, you must be bold to stand by whatever decision you have made with your life. Now, when I'm going out, I don't put on my cap. My children will call me back and say, Mommy, you've forgotten your cap. We love it on you. Now, if I don't stay by my decision, I may not have any decision today. Now, some of the things that I've done is the way I live my life, for example, and the kind of clothes I wear, the kind of fashion I make with whatever it is that I do, the kind of work I do is a new field. And so I want to create conversation starters anywhere I go to. I don't want to talk too much. I want you to see me and let my appearance be like an icebreaker that will make you to want to talk to me or want to ask me questions. So that is one area that I use to explore my creativity.
Okay, let's go there.
The kind of work,
let's go there.
The kind of work I do.
You are going there.
The kind of work I do.
Let's go right there now. I think it's time to go to your museum right now, because I can't wait to go into that museum. When I look at it online, I'm like, my goodness, I wish I'm in Nigeria. I'm going to be exploring your museum like I'm in paradise. They're lovely. They're lovely. I learned that you grow your plants, especially fruits and vegetable. I guess maybe because it's my favorite. When I saw it, I'm like, seriously? So I don't need to buy fruits and vegetables when I go to Nigeria. So it's gonna be free. So when I saw this on your website, your social media, I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. So let's now see what you do. And also, I learned that you grow this thing to feed your family and your neighbor using organic soil made by yourself. This is amazing. I must congratulate you. I must commend you for this. You're doing phenomenal out there. I must say thank you for doing this, because it's so rare to see somebody. I have a couple of people that grow things, that do things and share with people, feed people. I have thousands of them out there, both in Nigeria and overseas. But when I see all you are doing, it's not only limited to food, other things you create. Remember, I told you over the phone that I knew this face. I've met this face when I was in Nigeria, launching our foundation. You gave me exactly what you put on yourself, the earring, the necklace. When I look at your face, when you sent me the picture, I'm like, seriously, I've met this face somewhere. Then I connected it to the earring. And I look at what you gave me that time. I said, that's the lady. I went to go and look at the video, the pictures. I was like, oh, she's the one. You know, I told you. So doing this, it's a wonderful, exciting, amazing things you're doing. And I must say congratulations for that. So now let's now go to your museum. I want to see what you're doing there. Seriously. Let's go into a circle of life. We want to go to a circle of life in your museum, in your garden.
Well,
let's see how you explore your garden using your creativity. What are your species? What are the things that you use? You know, what are they being used for? Tell us. At this time, I want you to talk about the materials, the sources, duration to maturity of your compost, things that you make those things with, the result you get. How long would they live before you start using them for actual things you prepare them, you made them for? We also want to know the preservative, because when we're doing things, there must be a way of preserving it from making sure that they don't get, sour or rusted or damaged or contaminated, something like that. So we want to know that. We want to know the period, the duration of harvest period when you now plant. So I'm going to leave the floor for you before I go to the next question to tell us about your waste museum. Take us through the museum. Go ahead.
The Waste Museum is the first in Africa. I work with waste, I work with plants, and then I work with children. And I realized that when we are talking to people about the fact that waste is not waste, that waste is a material that can be used for something else, I realized that people will have a lot of difficulties trying to understand what we're saying. So I asked myself, but I noticed that once we show them that these are the material, like, okay, look at my neck piece. It's very beautiful. When people see it on me, they love it, they wanted it. And then when they look at it closely, I show them and I let them know, guess what this is made from? And then they said, what? And then they said, what? Bottle cover. Eh? Is it the same bottle cover of the drink that I've taken and I've thrown away? So this is what you use. There's an instant transformation. They catch the idea immediately. They are willing to work on the idea immediately, and they become a disciple immediately. So it means that in trying to let people take responsibility for their waste, we only need to show them. Once I show you what we can do with this waste, whenever you see this waste, you will know for yourself, even when we are not there, that it can be reused. And you will take that positive step to ensuring that they are being used. So I said, okay, why don't we have a center where people can come in and see and interact and explore different mediums and the interaction. You know, when we are giving a definition of the environment has to do with three elements: the plants, the animals, and the humans. And these three elements must stay together in harmony. They must be able to, you know, create a perfect ecosystem that we call a circular economy. It means that there must not be waste between this. Now, let me quickly say this. Nature in itself harbors waste. There is no waste in nature. Everything that God created can be reused. So everything that God created, is not supposed to be wasted. It is human beings, we the human beings in these three elements that cause waste. When you look at anything that you call waste around you, it is created by humans. Name them: plastics or glass or anything. Now, if it is humans that created this waste, it means that humans must find solutions to it. So I said, okay, let's come up with a center where people can come in. And then I looked everywhere and I couldn't find any waste museum anywhere. And then I said, no problem. If we cannot find, we can create. And then the next question I asked myself is that, what do you have? You want to create a waste museum. The idea of the waste museum I have is a very big space with a very big land space that we can do and undo. But I don't have that yet. And I said, okay, what do I have? I realized that I have a small piece of land. And I said, okay, let me start with what I have. Let me show what I can do with this small space. And then it will grow. Because I believe in the, concept of starting with whatever you have in your hand, but starting now. Keep working on it, growing it until it can be bigger. So that's what we decided to do. So we turn the small space that we have into a waste museum. And what do we do there? We want interactions of plants, animals, and human in such a way that everybody lives together and everybody use each other's waste, and we create a zero waste. So presently now, we want to have animals, we want to have plants. Presently, we have over 120 species of indigenous plants that is in 4 categories: food, herbs, ornamentals, and air purifiers. And we have 120 presently. Our target is to have at least 200 species of plants. Throughout the Corona period, till now, at the Waste Museum, nobody has treated malaria. Wow. Why? Because we take source directly. We take leaves, herbs directly from the garden. And let me say this, organic garden. Because when we are talking about garden, there are different kinds of garden. There are some gardens that they are gardens, you plant something, but you are spraying chemicals. And these chemicals we are spraying, they always leave residue. They go into the water bodies, they go into the plants, and when you eat them, it's like you are eating poison.
I'm sorry. So people, I'm going to be showing you all our work. So let's please pay attention to this and go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
So in organic backyard garden, what it means is that everything you put there is organic, no chemical. So around our garden, no chemical is allowed. Our manure is made from the food waste and the chicken waste from the garden. Our pesticide is from the garden, is from the kitchen waste that the human, I told you that it is going to be an interaction between plants, animals, and human. So the humans are in this space, they are eating different things, they are making waste. All the waste of the humans will be sorted.
I'm sorry to stop to just interrupt you right there. What did you use for this?
What exactly is the
Plastic
material for this?
Plastic bottle. This is from plastic bottle. Your drinks. This is from plastic bottle.
Plastic bottle. My goodness.
Yeah,
So
like you see,
and the bottom. Because I see are they two pieces or just one?
it's one piece. It is called an ottoman. This is plastic ottoman from plastic bottle.
So what do we you use it as a center table or as what? Because I saw one now that's like sensitive like this. You use I think you use tire for this.
Yes, the other one for you, Sarah, is this is a center table.
Okay.
It's a coffee table. It's an ottoman also.
Okay.
And it can be, you can have glass, you can have chairs, you can have foam on top. This was made for our governor in your state.
Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. How do we come up with this? What are the materials you use for this to decompose?
For this particular design, you need the plastic bottle waste. You need the fabric, any kind of old fabric that you have in your house. You also need foam to make it soft. That's all you need, and some glue to glue everything together. So this particular design is from two major waste: the plastic bottle waste and the cartons, like the boxes, the cartons. So these are two combination of waste: plastic bottle and cardboard cartons.
Okay,
and they can use any in your house.
Soil. I'm looking at this. I'm not sure you see what I'm showing. The soil. Let's talk about what you use to get the soil for the plant, the fruit that we can. This can also be put in bucket, right?
Okay, yes, it's used, what we want to showcase is an interaction between the waste that human beings make and how they can benefit the waste that the plants need and how they can be interused. So for this particular one now, all the waste that humans make in the kitchen, like your vegetable peels, your orange peels, your eggshells, your onion peels, you can compost. You can put them together in a bucket, compost them between 2 and 3 months, depending on how you do it, they will be ready. And that is the nutrient, that is the manure you will use to mix your topsoil. So it energizes your soil and it helps your plants to grow better.
Wow.
So from the kitchen waste that humans are making, instead of just throwing them away, you will convert them into manure that you will use to plant your vegetables that you will end up eating for your food and for your pharmacy.
Wow.
So you can see that there's no waste in that interaction. And then some people will say, I don't have land in my house. All my floor has been cemented. I don't have land space. You can use any space. You can use bags, like cement bags, like rice bags. You can use them to plant. This particular one that you just showed, we planted turmerics in them. And we've eaten turmerics like 3 batches in them already. From each of those bags that you see, there's a picture I sent to you. You will see the size of turmeric. Just 4 little fingers of turmeric like this. Just 4 tubers, like at least my size of my finger. 4 turmerics like this, planted in each of those bags. And after 4 or 5 months, we harvested 1.4 kilogram of turmeric from each of the bag. So imagine you have 20 of those bags.
Wow.
For the past 2 years now, I have not bought turmerics. The turmerics are eaten in my house. That we put in our food, we put in our teas, we grow them. So no chemical. So you can eat it raw. You can use it as drug. Now, let me tell you this. Most of the plants that God has created, most of them, even the ones that we see as flowers, most of them have medicinal values. But the reason why they don't work is because of the chemical that have been put on them. So if you can grow organic, then you can use them in their raw form, and then they become more effective to use, and they become more effective to heal us. Turmeric has a lot of medicinal properties. So if you grow them by yourself and you can use them to treat the ailments that you want to use them for, they are very effective. But if you buy chemically grown turmeric that has gone through different stress, their potency will be reduced. And so you will say, oh, I use the herbs.
I'm so sorry. We have to keep going because of our time. They want to know if you train other people apart from the student and the teacher. Also, they also want to know exactly the ingredients, material you use to get those soil, or it's just ordinary sand. Like you said, how do you put them together? How do you, the process?
Let me quickly say, to make a simple, okay, to make a simple compost, you need your food waste, that is your kitchen waste. So that is one. You need carbon, and you need nitrogen, and then you need soil. So let me give you a breakdown. Your food waste, carbon. Your carbon is browns, and you can get your browns from used carton, like boxes, like all these brown boxes that you use for packaging, or dry brown grass. So those are two sources of brown, two sources of carbon. So you need carbon, then you need nitrogen. Nitrogen are the greens. So the carbons are the brown, the nitrogens are the green. And what's your sort of green? Your sort of green can be your grass that you just cut from your garden, your weed. The weed that you cut from your garden is your nitrogen source. And then you need some soil. Your brown can also be used sawdust from like last year. Cured, don't use fresh sawdust because the tree might have been treated with chemical. But if you have a sawdust that you have kept outside, rain has beaten it, sun has beaten it, and it's already cured, it's already turned brown, then you can use that one. So how do you do it? Get a bucket, put some browns at the bottom, like cartons torn into pieces, or sawdust, or brown grass, then put your food waste on top, put your nitrogen on top, then put your soil on top. And so layer it like that. Keep layering it, keep layering it. When it is full, cover the bucket and leave it there. Under 3 months, it will decompose. It will completely break down. Stir it together after 3 months and pour it in your garden. You are ready to go. Wow. We also do training. We do trainings online. We do trainings on site.
So how long does it take for anything that you plant in that compost to grow? How long does it? Is it normal, regular period of time?
It depends on the plant. For example, if you are planting carrots takes 90 days. If you are planting cucumber also takes between 70 and 80 days, you start harvesting. If you are planting pepper also between 3 and 4 months, you start harvesting. The same thing, but if you're planting fresh vegetables, like green vegetables, like ewedu, under 1 month, you start harvesting your ewedu. Wow. If you're planting lettuce, under 1 month, you can have your lettuce. If you're planting onion, 3 to 4 months, you have your onions. And guess what? There is nothing you cannot plant in your container. You can do your lettuce, you can do your shokoyokoto, rodo, tomatoes, carrots, cabbages, basils, rosemaries, mints, kale, mention it, cucumbers, potatoes, even yam. Wow. Presently now we are planting yam inside sack. I just planted some cocoyam. I love cocoyam. So I went to the market some few days ago. I found some seedlings for cocoyam. I planted it inside sacks, rice bag. So in the next couple of months, I will be harvesting some fresh red.
Wow, I can't wait to come and eat and eat and eat and eat. I'm just going to pick in what I like. I want this. Come on, prepare this for me. Okay, now.
There is nothing,
thank you so much, my sweethearts, for coming on the program. This is so much, too much for me to enjoy alone. It's just too much for me to swallow. All the information you gave us today, they are all amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm still going to bring you back because of our time. We want to keep to our time. So there are a lot of things that you need to tell us. And I think when you come back, we'll be able to, ask those questions. But for now, we got to let you go. And I want to say thank you so much for coming on the program to give us that precise information we need. Thank God you touch on that, and I'm so happy. God bless you, Mrs. Jumokeolowookere, for coming on Healthy Living with Beaufort TV today to bless us. God bless you. Keep exploring, keep strengthening people, keep empowering. God got your back, my sister. Thank you so much. So I got to let you go now. So viewers, thank you for joining us. We got to take a break shortly. You know, we run out of time, but seriously, we have to do this. We're going to take a break shortly. And when we return, we're going to do quickly nutrition. So
unhealthy eating habits have contributed to a lot of health problems epidemic today. Health problems like diabetes, high blood pressure, osteoporosis, arthritis, cancer, health disease, and so on. The good news is, if you can control what goes into your mouth and your body, you will live your best. For what you put into your mouth determines how well or sick you live. You and I know that poor diet is associated with major health risks that causes illness and even death. So, by making smart food choices today can help you protect yourself from all these health problems. Our integrative nutrition health specialist, Miss Betty Olayinka Folani Akinlosotu, aka Bufa, wants to see you living your best without any health issues. She made this known in her program showing every Sunday on Healthy Living with Bufa TV. She tells us how our food choice affects our health and how we feel today, tomorrow, and in the future. If you are opting for optimal health, from fighting free radicals to living your way into a healthy and beautiful body, here are some things you must do. Eat a nutritious, healthy, balanced diet every day. Practice your daily exercise and take your supplements, especially vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and chlorophyll to boost your immune system against free radicals that cause cancer and other diseases. Join us on this program every Sunday, 1:30 p.m. US time, 7:30 p.m. African time, and 6:30 p.m. United Kingdom time, where she educates on health and nutrition.
Don't mind the time. The time is when the time in the US change to winter period is 1:30. So right now, let's do our nutrition segment. And this is what you've been waiting for. What do we have for you on nutrition segment? I'm going to do that shortly, quickly. Quickly. I'm not going to take much of your time. It's 3 o'clock, but I can't do without telling you what you need to eat, the food you need to eat to keep your body healthy and active. Let's jump right into it. The fact is this, about individuality. It's very important when you are making decision of what to eat. What does that mean? About individuality means that one man's food is another man's poison. What is good for me may not be good for you. It may work for my body system, it may not work for you. That doesn't mean that the food is not healthy. It is healthy, but your immune system is different from mine. Maybe mine is very active, is very good, is very healthy, and yours is not. So that you might probably have problem. Then your blood group, your genotype, the age, your environment, all these factors have to do with choosing what to eat. But in general, we're going to suggest that if you want to live healthy and active, these are the food you can experiment on. These are nuts, avocado, fish, and olive oil. You get protein, unsaturated fat, fatty acid, which we call omega-3, minerals, vitamins, carb from all this food that I just mentioned. So if you can experiment on this, you are good to go. Regardless of any health conditions you have, this is good for you to eat. Don't forget that. You also want to eat fruit and vegetable. Fruits and vegetables are very, very essential. The major nutrients you get in vegetables and fruit are carbohydrates and fiber, minerals, vitamin, antioxidants. These are the things, and you know what antioxidant does in the body? It kills the radicals that cause cancer and other diseases in our body system. So you want to experiment on fruit and vegetable. Like I usually say on this program, you get your antioxidant from fruit mostly. Don't forget that. You also want to experiment on whole grain. You want to take dark chocolate in moderation. You also want to take herbal tea, yogurt, and lots of water. If you can do this, I think you're good to go. You will remain active all the time. This is what I eat, apart from my regular exercise. And don't forget, there's one thing I don't mention on Health Corner when we're discussing physical activities. Your exercise can be every day, can be twice a week, can be 3 times a week. Anytime you want to choose your time, just take note that you don't have to do it every day if you are not obese. If you have my body, you don't have to do it every day, especially mountain climbing. You can't do it every day. There's some exercise, physical activities, you cannot do everything every day. So take note of that. So if you experiment on this food religiously, you will boost your energy and remain active daily. That it will make you feel better and healthy. Don't let anybody tell you that what you are eating, as long as it's good, you don't have side effect, you don't have reaction, you don't have allergy, and it is this food you are eating are healthy. They are all healthy food, so you are good to go. Some healthy food are not sweet, some are bitter. So you just have to, explore food around yourself. Okay? Don't be jaded by feeling tired, bored about this food, like, oh my goodness, this is not sweet, this is bitter. No, you need it today to take 5 minutes of your time. So I hope someone is healthfully blessed on Elder Living with Bofa show today. Until next week, I see you. Remain healthy, beautifully sexy and handsome. When I see you next time, I'll know that, yes, what we're teaching you on this program, you are actually practicing it. It's not that you just hear about it and that ends there. You go home, you look at it, and you do it. That's the best thing. That's what gives us the feedback. You don't want to see our people still looking, thick while we're still looking so beautiful and sexy. So you want to go home and think about what we teach you on the program and explore it. I wish you safe weekend, beautiful ahead of you this week. God bless you. God bless me. And again, happy independence to America. Today, we are celebrating and we want to wish America happy independence. So I'll see you next week when I return. I'm still your host, Betty Olayinka Folari Akinlosotu, aka Bofa, coming to you live on YouTube channel, advocating on wellness, healthy living.